For the coffee machines, there's two good options. You can always go between. There's K cups like Keurig machines and then Nespresso. They're both really good. I would recommend the Keurig machines because K cups are usually a lot cheaper and easier to find. Like at Ross and Marshalls, you can find like a box of like 48 for like $10 sometimes, $8. So drip coffee is the cheapest, but not everyone likes it. You have to buy like the actual bag of like the ground beans, get the filter, put it in. So that's a good option, but it's just dependent on whether you like it or not. And then buy a milk frother if you like lattes. It's like $40, $30. You just pour in some milk, press a button, brrr, spins around, heats it up, and then it makes froth. So you could just pour that into your coffee, mix it together, bam, latte right there. So that's really good. Buy things in bulk, which is really good. That'll save you a lot of money, especially if you go to Costco. Costco membership, I'd recommend if you live by yourself, because even though it's like $65, depending on what you buy, first see what stuff you buy, you could save a lot of money. But there's one exception to that. If you have a tiny apartment, you have a small fridge, no cabinet space, I wouldn't recommend buying stuff in too big bulk because you might run out of space. And a lot of stuff you do buy in bulk, if you do have enough freezer space, you can just freeze it for later. You can freeze almost anything for later and then just use it when you need it. So also, like, I was saying to cook at home, you still could, eat out occasionally. It's not like you should just never eat out, just be completely frugal, right? Eating out's fine, go with your friends. There's some tips I would give. Avoid or limit your sides and appetizers. Compared to the entree, the main thing, you're going for an entree, right? You want to get a pizza, you want to get a burger, a quesadilla, right? Try to limit French fries, chips, and salsa. They're usually way overpriced for what they actually are. Like, French fries cost them so less to make. They're like little piece of potato, and they'll be like $4 at some places, right? So just try to limit that. Try to, maybe split them with who you're with, because like with French fries especially, I'll eat like 3 French fries, and then I'll be like, I don't really want any more. I just want my burger or 2 burgers. I like eating a lot of burgers. So we could share like one thing of fries between like 3 people. We each just eat a few fries. There'll almost always just be some left anyways. So try to do that. Limit drinks as well. If you drink alcohol, especially limit your drinks. Alcoholic drinks are crazy overpriced, crazy expensive, and they'll poison you. They're bad for you. And if you're not drinking alcohol, just drinks in general, like sodas at some restaurants are just so expensive, like $5, $4 for a freaking can of Coke. I'm like, nah, bro. Don't bring in drinks from outside because they don't like that. It's kind of messed up. But yeah, just get a water, don't get bottled water. Get a cup of, with a water with ice. Bottled water is also rip off for no reason. It's the same thing. And then take leftovers for later. Don't just be like, oh, I finished, I'm just going to throw this food away. If it's food that is still good when it's heated up, and most food is, just bring it home, right? Yeah, just ask for a to-go box. You don't look trashy. You look smart. You're frugal, okay? For clothes, saving money on clothes. One, you don't just need to keep buying new clothes all the time, all right? Get some decent clothes and then just wear them. If they look super worn out and faded, yeah, then, get new clothes. The best places I like to shop for good clothes for cheap, not like completely terrible clothes. Like, I don't go to like Goodwill, but like actual good clothes that are still cheap. Costco, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack as well. That's like a similar type of vibe where it's clothes that get sent there from, like, especially Ross and Marshalls. They get sent there from like the big, Macy's and whatever. They get sent to these stores at a huge discount, so you can get nice Adidas and Nike stuff for like $20 for like a pair of nice sweatpants, $8 for a t-shirt. You can get like button shirts, polo shirts and stuff for like $10. I got like this nice black one for $4. Crazy. Shoes as well, you get for really good prices. Costco is really good for a lot of Puma and Adidas stuff. You can get for a good price there. So I'd recommend Costco as well. You get like Adidas shoes for like $30 from Costco. Socks, underwear you can get for really good prices. For a car, really big purchase car, be really careful about making a good decision on what car you want. Don't make an impulse purchase. If you make an impulse purchase on clothes, it's like, spend $50. A car, don't make an impulse purchase. Do a lot of research. I'd recommend only buying reliable car brands like Toyota, Honda, and Mazda. Those and a few others. Those are really good, like, because they're Japanese. So don't buy no Chrysler, worst car ever. If you're buying a new car, Don't pay for any additional insurance markup, like the warranty, BS. Like, oh, we're gonna do the paint cover. All that is a rip off. They're just trying to get some extra money out of you. Just buy the car and that's it, right? And follow the 20-10-4 rule. I think that's what it is. So 20% down, 10%. Then so that means when you're buying it, like unless you're buying it cash. So if you're financing it, put 20% down. Put 10%. So the 10% means the car the payment should not be more than 10% of your income. So if you're making $5,000 a month, this is post-tax, don't spend more than $500 a month on your car. If you're making $3,000 a month, don't spend more than $300. And then the 4 means a 4-year loan. Don't have like a 72-month, 84-month loan, because unless you're getting 0% interest, you can do that, because then it doesn't really matter. But if you're getting interest charged, like a 6% interest, 10% interest, if you're paying for 8 years over 4 years, that's 4 more years of interest you're paying on that loan. And in speaking of interest, try not to pay more than like 5% interest, because then you're just paying way too much. I got a 0% interest loan on my car, so that's pretty nice. And then also try to buy your cars at the end of the month, because once it's close to the end of the month, the car dealership itself and the individual salesmen are trying to hit quotas. They're trying to hit numbers to make themselves look good, make the company look good, make sure they don't get fired or whatever. So might be more willing to work with you on price, on bargaining. You can always bargain at a car dealership. It's not like buying a piece of chocolate from the store. You can bargain it down. Leasing is almost never a good option. Don't lease a car, because if have a car payment every month, you're paying car, you're building equity on the car that you own that much of the car. At some point, you're just going to own the car. If you lease a car, you're just paying $300-$400 a month for nothing. You still don't own the car at all. It's the same thing. You're going to go 3 years of paying $400, and it will be like you never had the car in the first place. If you finance a car for 3 years and you pay that much money every month, you now own the car. You don't owe anything anymore after the 3 years. So don't lease a car. And if you're buying used, which is a really good deal for frugality, because you'll essentially have taken the hit. Someone else who already bought the car will have taken the hit of depreciation already, so you get to ride off of that and get a good deal. If you're buying used, always have a trusted mechanic inspect the car before you buy it, just to check if there's any problems, because not everyone is honest. They might not tell you about this big issue that they just got fixed temporarily that's gonna blow up in your face. Okay, some general tips for frugality. Just because something on sale doesn't mean you have to buy it. Just because if you save 20% on something you never needed in the first place, you just still lost, all the money you spent on that. It's not, I saved 20%. Saving stuff, getting stuff on sale is good for something you were going to buy anyways. If you were going to buy a video game anyways, and it's not like you just never buy anything that you don't need. You can buy stuff you want, right? Video games or whatever. But you should only focus on a sale if it's something you really would want, even without the sale. But now you're just saving money on it, So if you bought a video game, you were going to buy it and it was going to be $50, but you waited a little bit till Black Friday or whatever, and then you saw it for 10% off. Well, you just saved 10%. It's awesome, because you would have bought it anyways, but now you saved 10%. For some things, spending more upfront is more worth it if the quality is better, rather than having to keep buying the same thing over and over again if it breaks, or the headache of, I have to go get it fixed. That's like for cars especially. You can buy these crazy cheap, like Chevrolet Spark or whatever, this terrible car that's like $16,000 brand new, but it's just terrible. It's going to poop out on you, and you're going to get it fixed, and they're not reliable, whatever. Spend a little bit more, or get a Toyota, something more reliable. And this applies for a lot of different things. Just, do some research. Sign up for store-specific loyalty programs if they're free, if it's somewhere you shop often, because they'll add up how much money you save. At Safeway, I have like the Safeway Select app or whatever it's called, and I get deals on stuff all the time. Target has like Target Circle. You'll get cash back. You'll get deals through that. So always trying to sign up for those. Okay, next will be taxes. For most people, if you're making less than, $50,000-$60,000 a year, just use the standard deduction. It's like $14,000 of stuff that'll just be deducted from your taxes. Only